Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, hi, my name is Josephine. I'm a YouTuber based in the Netherlands, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back, okay? Thank you for all your love and support. It means so much to me. Okay guys, in today's video, we'll be talking about some of the fears that potential immigrants or even immigrants in the Netherlands here have about their lives in the Netherlands. These fears are things that I actually struggled with as well when I was planning to make my move to this beautiful country. So I decided to create this video just to, debunk some of these myths that people have and also share with you guys how I was able to deal with these fears, okay? So yeah, without further ado, let's get on with this video. Now, the first fear that I had to deal with when I was considering moving to the Netherlands, and I think a lot of immigrants go through this phase, that fear is the fear of starting all over in a whole new country. When I got my PhD position and I was considering moving to the Netherlands, I remember just, being afraid of starting all over in a country that I don't know anything about. I had never been to the Netherlands before. I had never visited. So it was just, it was like going to be my first time experience and I didn't know what to expect. The way that I dealt with this was reminding myself in the first place the reason why I have made this decision to move. For me, the reason why I decided to move was that I got a PhD position which was good for me, good for my career, and in one of the top schools in the world. So this was an opportunity that would further develop me as an individual. Now, the next thing that I feel immigrants have to deal with too is the fear of being alone, okay? One thing that I've always recommended, especially to deal with this, is that when you're moving to a new country, don't discard the relationships you already had, okay? Not just because you're moving to a whole new country doesn't mean that whoever you had in your life before has to go. Luckily, we are in a world, that is technologically advanced, so we can still keep in touch with people online and still have, to an extent, a feeling that they are still around with us, so that at least those people can be there to support you as you're moving to a whole new country and you're alone. And then when you move, kind of make it also a priority to create relationships with the people that are already in the country, okay, with the locals around you. And one way to do that is to maybe, what is it that you really enjoy doing? So is there something that is particularly of interest to you? So for instance, if you enjoy playing football, you can search online and see if you can find a club, a football club, a local football club around you that you can register with, and you can go there from time to time to play football. With that, you can be able to meet people who have similar interests as you but are also locals, and gives you an opportunity to create a type of relationship with them. So yeah, this is one thing that I would recommend in that regard. Okay? Now, the next fear that I think I should debunk right now is the fear of learning a new language and not being good at it. Okay, this one actually hit me, and it hit me hard. Now listen guys, Dutch is the official language here in the Netherlands, for those of you who do not know. And Dutch is not particularly spoken in a lot of countries. I think there are only about 6 or 7 countries around the whole world that actually speak Dutch or have Dutch as their official language. So yeah, I would say that a lot of people who move to the Netherlands may not know how to speak the language, and it may be a completely new language to them. And one challenge that I think a lot of people face is the fear that, what if you never learn the language enough to be able to communicate or express yourself deeply? And this was a fear that I actually struggled with, okay? And I remember the first time I went for my language class and it sounded so weird and I was so discouraged and thinking to myself, like, will I ever learn this language to the point that I can fully express myself? And in my opinion, I would say yes, it is a possibility. My husband moved here a few months after I did, and he speaks Dutch fluently at this point. He speaks so well, he understands really well. And yeah, and he motivates me actually to learn. You can also learn Dutch to a good extent by joining maybe a practice group, which was what I did. I think in Dutch library, you can get groups of people that come together to practice Dutch. It gives you an opportunity to practice Dutch with other people, both locals and foreigners. So yeah, I'm going to put the link in the description. So if you're here in the Netherlands and you want to practice your Dutch, then you can consider going to your library. Check this link and maybe find the library closest to you and see if you will be able to join some of the discussion groups there to be able to improve your Dutch. So yeah. Now the next fear that I want to debunk here in this video is the fear of being different, okay? Specifically, some people have messaged me asking about how has my life been here in the Netherlands? Have I actually experienced any form of discrimination because I'm different? Do I feel like I'm different? Is it clear? This is something that I want to say. The Netherlands is a multicultural and diverse country, I would say, in my opinion. I have seen a good number of people from different countries. So please do not think that the Netherlands is just this small village with only Caucasians or only native Dutch people, and you don't have people that are different from that. That's not true. You do have a huge community of Moroccans here, a huge community of Turkish, a huge community of Surinamese. You're likely to find at least 1 or 2 persons from different continents all over the world. So please don't think that the Netherlands is just one small village and that when you move in you're just going to be that one person that is very different and you're just having that fear. No, that's not how it is. Now the next fear that I want to debunk is the fear that you may always be seen as a foreigner, and regardless of how long you spend in this beautiful country, you will never be seen as Dutch, or you will never be considered Dutch. Okay, now at the beginning I had this fear, to be honest, and the reason why I had this fear was because here in the Netherlands, citizenship, if you want to naturalize and become a citizen here in the Netherlands, you need to give up the citizenship that you already have. I do have a video discussing this in detail, so I'll link this video in the cards, okay, in case you're interested to know more about Dutch citizenship. So I always had this fear that imagine after giving up your citizenship and you still don't feel Dutch, like you still don't feel accepted by people around you, and you still feel like you will always be considered a foreigner, even if the only passport that you have is a Dutch passport. Now, how I was able to overcome this challenge is that I reminded myself that this concept is not new. The concept of always being seen as a foreigner is not new. So personally, I'm from Nigeria, and Nigeria has over 250 ethnic groups. I kid you not, okay? And we speak over 500 different languages in Nigeria. So when I say different languages, I mean different languages. I'm Igbo, I'm from the Igbo tribe in Nigeria, and I cannot understand a word of Hausa. Hausa is another tribe in Nigeria, or Yoruba, or Ibibio, or Efik. I cannot understand the word. So these are different, completely different languages and completely different ethnic groups in Nigeria. Now in Nigeria, if I'm from Igbo land, and I move to Hausa land, right? And even if I stay there for years and years and years, I may even be able to adapt to the Hausa culture, but I will never be seen as a local Hausa person, simply because I'm not. Right? I've come to terms that, listen, I am not native Dutch, and that's okay. Okay? I can be Dutch by naturalization, but it's not my ethnicity. Come to terms with that there is a difference between being Dutch through naturalization and being Dutch through ethnicity. That is my own story, and it is also unique and beautiful because I have been privileged to be able to experience different cultures as well. Now the next fear that I want to debunk is this. What if you end up not liking it in the Netherlands? What if you move and things don't quite work out as you planned and you end up not liking it? You're just trying to deal with that cringing fear of failure even though you have not failed yet, right? Anyway, one way that I was able to deal with this is to remind myself that I don't want to make it sound like, you know what, oh, just come and you can always easily leave, but you can always leave. That's the honest truth. Like if you move in here and you put in everything you have to, work out your life, try to be part of the community, do your own part, and at the end of the day, you still feel like, you know what, I don't really like it here. I don't enjoy the weather. I don't like the culture. I'm not enjoying my job. I miss my family and all of that. You can always move. You can always move to a different place. This world is like a global village. Okay guys, so the last thing that I want to address in this video is especially for those who do have children or who intend to have their children when they move to the Netherlands. One fear that I know a lot of parents have to deal with is the fear that their children may never know their own home or may never know their own culture. When I had this fear, I just felt my heart tell me something. Why is it that we kind of understand that children can be biracial, When two parents from different races give birth to a child, genetically, a child can be biracial. But why is it that once it comes to culturally, we don't realize that culturally, a child can also be biracial? In my opinion, it's not something to fear. It's actually something to admire that my child will have the privilege to experience two cultures at the same time. This is something not everyone has, I don't think anyone has ever looked at biracial kids and thought, oh my God, they are so disadvantaged. They can never know what it means to be 100% one race. Or never. At least no sensible person would think that way, in my opinion. So most times when I see biracial kids, I'm always excited because I feel like they will have the privilege, being a mixture of two different races and possibly two different cultures. And that's the same way I see my kids, They are going to have the privilege of experiencing the Nigerian culture through us, through me, through my husband, through possible travels back home, interactions with his cousins and extended family members. But at the same time, he's also privileged to experience the Dutch culture because that's where he will grow up in. So that's my recommendation here. Do not see it as a negative. Don't see it that, oh my God, my child will never know what it means to be Nigerian. That's not true. Your child will know what it means to be Nigerian as well as what it means to be Dutch. Your child can be culturally biracial, and that should be a beautiful thing. I don't know if that makes sense, but it does make sense to me. Do let me know your thoughts in the comment section if you are Dutch, Do let me know in the comment section what you think about some of these fears that I've mentioned that immigrants have, And if you're an immigrant here in the Netherlands, let me know if there are any of these fears that I've mentioned here, if you've ever experienced them and how you were able to overcome them. Let me know in the comment section. You might actually be helping someone else. Thank you guys once again for watching. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, and please consider subscribing. It will mean so much to me. Thank you guys once again, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.